All right. So thank you all for joining me today for a 30-minute guided meditation class. Before we get started with the guided meditation, I'll just kind of go over like what meditation is and is not. So I have my little mascot here, my Om Gnome. And sometimes I think, when we think of meditation, we think that we have to look like this guy. But actually you can come to meditation exactly as you are. There is no such thing as a good meditator or a bad meditator. There are simply people who meditate and people who do not. So by definition, in meditation, we're letting go of attachments to outcomes. So I talk to friends all the time who are like, oh, I'm really bad at meditation. And my offhanded response is often to say, me too, but I do it anyways. But it's, if you notice, you're like, oh, I'm experiencing anger when I meditate, or boredom when I meditate, or my mind is wandering. That's not meant to be a judgment on you. Your greatest teacher is the present moment. So if during this any sensations arise in your body and your mind and your heart, just notice them, but then try to practice non-attachment for them. So acknowledging without like attaching to the outcome of that. On that note, I heard today, I read this and I thought it was such a great definition of meditation. Meditation is compassionate mind control. So again, during this, if you notice that your mind starts to wander to like, what's for dinner? Or like, what sports are on tonight? Just compassionately return yourself to the truth of the present moment, maybe either by like taking a slow breath, tuning back into my words, whatever that is for you. So just remember that if your mind's wandering or you feel like I'm not doing this right, you are in fact doing it right. Simply by meditating, you are meditating. There is no good or bad value assigned to that. Okay, so I'm going to light a candle as we enter into a more compassionate and intentional space, right? We're just going to be intentional in our breath and how we're moving our mind. Okay, and I'm just moving smoke to clear the air. Today's meditation will focus on lament. So it is September 11th when I'm recording this, which is, for many of us, a day kind of grief or of sadness or of just, remembrance. And then on top of that, we're in the middle of COVID, right? So like, a lot of us meditating today, like our beloved yoga studio closed this week. Some of you are dealing with, the loss of a space, maybe the loss of a job, the loss of a dear friend, or just, part of your routine, whatever that is. So I, in today's meditation, want to kind of acknowledge, name, and sit with whatever that is for you, that sadness, that grief, that loss, whatever that is. So lamentation, by definition, is a passionate expression of grief or sorrow, and it's often done through like poems or song or music. So in the Jewish and Christian tradition, there's a book of Psalms that have a lot of laments in them. Today's meditation will not be religious, but will still follow kind of the rubric of lament. One of the things that I love about lament is that it's actually like very clearly step by step. I'll simplify it to 3 steps, which are you make a complaint, you make a request, and then you place trust. So in a religious context, that would be like, oh God, why have you forsaken me? Please give me back my health, and then I put faith in you. But in a non-religious context, right, that can be like, this week has been really hard. I would like to let go of that sorrow in my heart, and I choose to place trust in the universe that I am exactly where I need to be. So we're going to go through those 3 stages of like filing a complaint, making a request, and then we'll focus mostly on trust. And then we'll finish with like a full body relaxation. So as you're ready, just sit up tall, find yourself in a comfortable position. You're welcome to close your eyes. If closing your eyes is distracting, I invite you to keep your eyes open, but try to practice looking without seeing. So rather than focusing on objects around you, doing a soft, fuzzy gaze. Start to draw your attention to the center line of your body. Notice how you're sitting on the floor. Let the floor hold you up, and just start to breathe. Throughout class, a sensation might catch your attention, whether it's a physical sensation of touch, maybe a sound, a sight, a smell, a taste. If you find yourself attaching to a sensation, to a thought or emotion, just compassionately return yourself to the truth of the present moment with a slow inhale and a slow exhale. Start to notice how you're breathing. Notice if it's labored, if your breath is smooth and steady or a little jagged. Just noticing without trying to force. Begin with a breathing exercise that I will call I am aware that blank. So as you inhale, you'll silently say to yourself, I am aware that. And as you exhale, you'll say whatever truth comes to mind. So it can be my shoulders are tight, or I am sitting in this, space that I am in, or I'm having trouble controlling my emotions today, or I'm having a really great day and everything is wonderful. So it's as you inhale, I am aware that. And as you exhale, whatever comes to mind. It can be like a noun, a verb, an adjective. I'll walk us through 3 rounds and then I'll invite you to do it on your own, just letting whatever comes to mind roll off of you. Sitting up tall, seal your lips, relax your shoulders, exhale completely, and begin. As you inhale through your nose, silently repeating to yourself, I am aware that. As you exhale through your nose, I am meditating. Inhale through your nose, I am aware that. Exhale through your nose, I am alive. Inhale through your nose, I am aware that. Exhale through your nose, I am held up by the ground beneath you. We'll continue this practice for 1 minute, inhaling your awareness, exhaling that what speaks to you in this moment. If you notice your mind attaching to something that comes to mind, compassionately return yourself to the breathing exercise. Letting each statement roll off of you without attachment. Let's take 1 more round of breath. Take a slow inhale Take a slow exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Rilke says, "Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final." Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Take an inhale and a cleansing exhale, letting everything roll off your shoulders. We'll start perhaps by filing what you might call a complaint. It can be, I really wanted a ham sandwich and all I had was turkey. It can be something really personal to you, something that's going on in your life now, maybe something that's out of your control or you wish had gone differently. And for the purpose of this meditation, we'll just stick with one, knowing that you can always come back to this practice with other, sorrows or griefs, but just picking one for today. So sometimes outside of meditation, we either ignore something going on or we overly attach to it and really obsess over it. And meditation provides us with a third option to acknowledge without attaching. So whatever that is in your heart that's weighing heavy on your mind today, just really name it. Take a moment to acknowledge it, sit with it, see it for what it is. Whatever it is that you lament, what does it look like? Does it have a color? A shape? Maybe a weight? Is that what you lament, hot or cold? What temperature is it exactly? You might find these questions easy to answer, or they might be drawing you towards the conclusion that, what exactly it is that we're lamenting maybe isn't exactly what we think it is at first glance. Maybe it's not so physical, but just a loss over maybe feeling like we're in control, or like we have it all together, or like we know what comes next. As you breathe, start to notice what parts of your body can really feel whatever this lament is, this grief or this sorrow or this loss or this complaint. Do you feel it in your chest or your shoulders? Maybe your hips or your jaw? Just noticing, breathing. Notice now what parts of your body are still unburdened. Maybe your elbows still feel light, or your big toes are at ease, or your scalp feels nice and relaxed. Noticing what areas of your body maybe still feel light. Draw your attention back to the parts of your body that feel this energy, this tension. Breathing there. And then bring your attention back to the parts of your body that still feel at ease. Start to flow from one to the other. A relaxed nostril to a tense shoulder, almost like connect the dots. Soft elbow to a tight hamstring. Breathing with it, letting your breath be your guide. Take a slow inhale through your nose, holding this space, this both and, that you can be both tense in the jaw and relaxed in the hips. Exhale through your mouth, let it go. Seal your lips and continue to breathe slowly through your nose. Next, going towards the portion of lament that is perhaps a request. Now, at first glance, this request might be a what if statement or a if only statement, like what if things had been different, if only I had done X, or even, rather than thinking about the past, perhaps it could be, a future thing that's been in your mind, like I really hope this happens. So just sitting and acknowledging those attachments that you've created, those narratives that you've built in your mind about how things could have gone different or how they might be different in the future. So this is attachment to things that we'd like to believe that we can control, but usually actually can't. Suffering is sometimes described as pain times resistance. So in yoga, sometimes we'll say pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. So if you're feeling pain in your heart or your mind right now over something out of your control, meditation is an invitation to let go of the resistance so that there still might be real pain, but there's no longer suffering. So in this instance, now that you've named all of those narratives, all of those what ifs or if only or eventually or in the future statements, see if you can just let them go and start to really acknowledge what the actual pain is, that feeling, that emotion, without attaching to the outcomes, the narratives, how it could be different. And this can be difficult. It takes practice. If your mind starts to wander back to a narrative of what's to come or what's already happened, see if you can truly just sit with the emotion, the lament, while practicing non-attachment to that which is out of our control. Just breathing into the center line of your body. Remember that meditation is compassionate mind control. So if you're finding it difficult to practice non-attachment with your grief or loss, just practice compassionately returning to your breath. Maybe just focusing on the exhale, allowing yourself to feel what you feel without chasing that feeling down a rabbit hole. Speaking of rabbit holes, I think there's a quote from Alice in Wonderland. She says, "I would never go back to yesterday. I was a different person then. And that's the truth, right? We can't really go back or forward. We can just be who we are in this moment by breathing in and out, focusing on the exhale as you ground down into the ground, into the earth, focusing on the center line of your body. We've named our lament. We are practicing sitting with that emotion. And next, I'll invite you to place trust in something. Today, I'll invite you to use a mantra of your choice that you can repeat to yourself as you breathe as a gesture of that trust. If you have a mantra that comes to mind, a phrase or a word that helps you place trust or faith outside of yourself, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, I will share a few with you. You can pick one. I surrender my worries to the universe. I surrender my worries to the universe. Everything I need, I have within myself. Everything I need, I have within myself. I am exactly where I am supposed to be. I am exactly where I am supposed to be. Everything I need, I have within myself, or I surrender my worries to the universe. I invite you to breathe with this. The mind is wandering, compassionately returning it to the mantra, to the truth of the present moment. Any feelings that are coming up, acknowledging them, compassionately returning to the truth of the present moment. As you repeat this mantra, you might notice that its meaning shifts, even maybe into meaninglessness. And this is mirrored by our own experience with the external, same way that which you are lamenting will change value to you over your life. Your experience will be different with a fact or an event. So too with the mantra as it shifts. Take a slow inhale through your nose, sitting up tall. Slow exhale through your nose, soften your body. Inhale through your nose, holding this complaint, this request, and this trust in your heart. And this time, exhale through your mouth, let it go. Inhale, exhale. Take a moment to tense everything up. Maybe make fists with your hands, maybe lift your shoulders, squint your face, squeeze your toes. Exhale through your mouth and let everything soften. Let it go. Draw your attention to the top of your head. Breathe. Start to relax through your scalp, top of the head, back of your head, hairline. Relax each and every hair follicle. Notice any tension in your forehead. Soften through your forehead and brows, temples, and space between the eyes. Let your eyeballs be heavy in their sockets. Soften through your eyelids, under eye area, each and every eyelash. Relax your cheeks, the bridge of your nose and nostrils. Soften the space between your nose and upper lip. Relax upper lip, bottom lip, tongue, roof of the mouth and teeth. Soften the back of your tongue. Relax your outer ears. Soften your inner ears. Space behind the ears. Let your earlobes be heavy. Relax through your chin. Relax your jaw. Relax your throat and neck spine, shoulders, collarbones, armpits. Relax the upper arms, elbows, forearms and wrists. Relax all 10 fingers and let your hands be really heavy. Relax through your chest. Relax through your collarbones. Relax your abdominal wall. Relax the back of your spine, middle spine, lower spine, hips and glutes. Soften through your inner thighs, outer thighs, space between the thighs. Relax your knees, shins, and calves. Relax through your ankles and heels, tops of the feet, arches of the feet, every toe. Let your feet be heavy. Take a slow inhale through your nose, scan your body for any lingering tension. Slow exhale through your nose, let it go. Breathe in peace. Breathe out doubt. Inhale love. Exhale fear. Breathe in abundance. Breathe out scarcity. Inhale the truth of the present moment. Exhale that which no longer serves you. You're welcome to seal your practice with a gesture, maybe placing hands together at heart center or one hand on your chest, one hand on your abdomen. Take a slow inhale. Slow exhale. You are so very alive. Stay in this peaceful state as long as you'd like. Otherwise, at your leisure, you're welcome to open your eyes. I am going to blow out our candle as a symbolic gesture that our meditative space is officially done, although you can unofficially stay in meditation as long as you'd like.